Hi everyone, my name's Mia Miller. I'm 19 years old and I'm from Des Moines, Iowa. Currently, I play basketball at the University of Dubuque, and for the 2023 season, I will be sponsored by Clash Disc, as well as my good friend Birdies by Ben. So at first, I really hated disc golf, but my dad got me into it and eventually got me obsessed. And a lot of what he taught me was from Coach T's videos. He watched them religiously, and so everything about my form I've kind of taken from Coach T and made it my own in a way. But with that being said, there's a lot to improve on. I can throw about 400 feet very consistently to 425 on a really good rip. But there's still so much to improve on, as you'll see like in this video. And yeah, let's get right into it. Let's hop on a form review.
Welcome back to Slingshot Disc Golf. It's Slingshots for everybody. Today I'm giving my first public giveaway. The first 5 people who go follow Mia and share her most recent story on her Instagram, I'll leave the link in the description, gets a 1-hour free lesson with me. I highly recommend following Mia on Instagram. Help her out. Not only that, if you do, you get to see her crush discs every day. So it's totally worth it. Now we're going to invite Mia in and we're going to do a form review so we can see how to get her to even the next level. So I'm going to play it in fast motion so people can see how explosive it is a couple times. A snap. Just a note, back leg disc golf versus front leg disc golf. Everybody who's on the front leg, rotating on the front leg, it never looks athletic, ever. And I didn't look athletic. I have like 8 friends who have, all of them have played some level of college sport, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, whatever. And when they all have a disc in their hand, they look unathletic. Disc golf has a way of taking an athlete and making them look like a non-athlete.
Agreed.
And that's one reason to kind of push towards the back leg, because that's a huge thing about that. You're getting a lot of the slingshot. It looks like it's popping out of there. Do you feel like it's easy?
Yes, a lot easier than when I was kind of just learning the whole slingshot thing, and I just couldn't really get that coordination down. And then I think there was just one throw. It didn't really go like super far, but I just kind of was like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on that offhand and getting it inside my body, and I just snapped it, and I was like, wow, like that's how it's supposed to feel like. And so now I'm getting that like more consistently.
If I'm just going to focus on the next level, I think it's about effortlessness. Because when I watch your form, I see explosiveness, I see the whip, but I think there is another level of making it even easier on yourself, to where it really snaps out of there even more with just a few timing tweaks. Which, would it result in more distance? I believe so. But ultimately, it would result in easier distance. Your double move is not all the way there yet. Over the last 2 years of watching professional disc golf, I think one of the biggest differences from other sports is I noticed that almost everybody who's a pro, their form is like identical to what it was 2 years ago. You don't see that in other sports. You know what I mean? Their handles have gotten better. Their shot has gotten better. Obviously, I'm not talking about putting or anything right now. We're just talking about backhand. Like, there's no way you're done at 19. There's no way your form is complete, or that there can't be improvement. That would mean disc golf's the only sport in the world you can't improve the form, right? So that's kind of where I'm at, because your form is so good. Okay, so let's just look at the best here, right? Paige is the best. We're going to analyze the foot being down right there. That's the point in the move. And at that point, you can see she kind of finishes that full extension right there, and the arms cross. We know your arms cross, but they cross early, right? We talked about this before, but for the audience out there. And at that point, her rotation is coming completely before the arm. You see how she's got, I call it the inside track. I don't know, can people see me here? Gosh dang. I'm rotating and my arm's going that way, right? So there you go. And at that moment, that powerful rotation that you have which is really pulling on all your back muscles. Like your core is pulling on it, your leg is doing that. It hits right here, and it creates this stretch reflex at that moment. And that's why it looks like that. And then from here to here should be like so easy. Just it does it on its own basically. I mean, you're still accelerating, but it's kind of like overspeed training in football or track where you tie the bungee to the person, that they have a bungee, and they go running and you wait for it to pull you a little bit and then you sprint. Like you're still sprinting, but if you run a 4.740, you might be running a 4.5 in that moment.
Right.
And it's crazy. I've done that. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it feels like you are flying. It feels like you're Usain Bolt or something. And you can never run that fast. So that is the key to the true effortless slingshot, right? And so what you're doing is you're crossing the arms early, and then by the time you get to that moment where you need to be here, you're here. Right. But when those arms are coming together, you're losing that left side, that real like kind of magical back pop. There's just a little more of you having to accelerate your arm than if you were boom, like where it's what I think we could do with your move, because I don't want it to lose that look, and it might, but I see a scenario where the arm pumps, you cross, but instead of crossing and going out so that you end up right there instead of here,
Right.
I can teach you how to take this arm and do whatever you want with it, which means you can hold it there so the cross could happen and this arm could stay here, and then you can go like that. These are just some thoughts I've had, because I don't want to lose that look you have, because in fast motion, your form's incredible. In slow motion, we can see the difference there. I'm all about not settling, right? Like, I just feel this may sound like
as athletes, that's not something we're really taught, especially like in the college level. Like, we're college basketball players, but I'm still in the gym more than normal, because I'm not okay with being where I'm at, even if I am succeeding. And that's just like what comes with being a true athlete and a competitor. So for sure with that.
Now we get to what I call the magic position. That's the position every pro gets into. So you are good there. But if we look where your arm is at and we get to his arm, obviously different body types and everything, but that off arm being in, look at how much further in the leg is.
Yeah.
So your rotation's a little late. If we're talking about perfection here, which is what we're talking about, this is extremely difficult. But then right here, it looks perfect. This is something you can learn even on you could figure it out. It can be figured out. Obviously, I have like 50 drills that can help with this, and we'll talk about that, in our own time. But it's really up to you. What do you see? What do you want? Disc golf is still so new that I'm not going to come on here and be like, you got to change your form. You got to do it like this. That's not what's happening here. We're just looking at this objectively, right? The way we would implement anything would be to slow down, because there's a bit of a pacing. Like, you're a little quick with the run up. There is a quickness or rhythm, something where you're making that move, but there's a page is more like this. Is there a difference? Can you tell a difference there?
Yeah, no, I definitely get what you're meaning. I almost feel like I'm like skipping sometimes.
Yeah,
like, I'm just like
it's a little bit. It could be more intentional, Yeah. It's a little quick or a little, but I love it. I love the aggressiveness. Your form actually reminds me of Casey White a lot. Like, I think. Yeah. Casey White.
He just runs up to the tee and then throws it.
Yeah, there's improvements that could be made there, but he's actually like in my top 10 form because I love the aggressive nature. I love that aggressiveness. So he's actually one of my favorites. So here's the last concept I'll leave you with, and I know you understand this, is changing pace. right? In basketball, you can come up real slow and then go fast, hesitation move, or you're coming up really fast and you're slowing down, then speeding up. Well, this is the same here. You can change your pace, and that's how you can go slow into the walk-up and then explode at the right time. And that's how we would get you to implement stuff, is we have to teach you to be able to do this and then go fast. And you still are going to be able to run up really fast. Like, obviously, I'm a big fan of that aggressive run up, but it'll just be more controlled, better pacing. I don't know.
Yeah, more effortless too. I feel like with that like stuff, like when you talk about True Gibson, like he's practically just walking up and then just effortless, just right out of his hand. So no, I definitely agree with that, and I like the minor details. So you talk about winning a basketball game, putting together like a winning program, like it's like small details, like just communicating stuff, like basketball stuff. You know what I'm talking about. But I'm a fan of small details, so I'm definitely looking forward to putting some work in on my form.
A difference too is I think that we can get you the same. I bet you could hit 400 with a slower walk up doing it this way. That's the other thing here, because right now your 400 is you got that quicker walk up. It's not even about 400. I just think you'll be able to hit distances with that, which saves on energy. It's like efficient, and it's just all about controlling yourself, so you're not tired on hole 18. I think that's one reason why Paul always wins worlds too. Just one of the many reasons is he's probably not as tired as people that are not doing it that way, right?
Yeah.
If they're not extending, they're having to work so much harder than if they're creating the slingshot that makes your body do it. Well, all right, less than 1 minute on my free Zoom call.
Man.
So we'll just call it now. I don't know. This is going to be a casual video. I'll just cut something out of it. But hopefully this won't be the last. The most important thing. I'll put this at the beginning of the video. Okay, I'm going back to the beginning of the videos. Go follow Mia. You got to follow her on Instagram because she is an aspiring pro. You're a crusher for sure. It's fun watching your Instagram posts. I'm always like, yeah, that's a crush right there. That pumps me up. So go check that out. And this won't be the last time we're on the channel. Also, I'll put all that information in the description. So her Instagram will be in the description. And
Sweet.
Yeah, so good luck with the rest of your basketball season. And
of course. We'll keep in touch.
Dual sport athlete like that. Oh, no.
I just want to say that I appreciate everything that you're doing on slingshots. Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's exactly what I would do. Like I think we think in the same like wavelength in terms of spreading the sport and just making it cooler. Making it fun for people that want to play disc golf and choose that over sports like basketball or do both as well, because that would help. And everyone, look for my name. National championships, college disc golf championships, I believe, are in April or May. Look at that date more in depth. But I started a disc golf club at my school, and we'll be taking them there to see how we do. So
that's awesome. All right, slingshots for everybody, and we'll see Mia again. That might be the one that actually goes.